What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fourth and Wrong podcast. I am one of your hosts, Marshall, along with Dallas, Colin, and Donnie. We have got a pretty good episode today. We're finally getting back into some more football content. Training camp has started for almost all the teams, I believe. We got NFL Top 100 coming out. We've got a couple small trivia things we're going to do, some fun things, but we're going to talk about obviously the main football news that we've heard in the NFL as of lately. We'll start with the main Lions news. First thing coming out, very sad to hear, John Kaminsky tore his MCL. They are saying, I think was what Donnie said, 12 weeks is looking like it was going to be without surgery. So
It's
we will,
indefinite. It's indefinite. We don't know how bad it is. That's just like worst case without surgery.
as much as John Kaminsky probably, he doesn't play
So that
100% of
sounds like it's
snaps.
really best case if it doesn't require surgery. If it
Yeah.
does
Well,
require surgery, it's going to take even longer.
they
Yeah.
said indefinite. Like, they're not gonna release it yet. It said like a mild sprain takes like up to 3 weeks. A moderate is like 3 to 6. Severe is whatever, and then like the worst is it takes up to 12 weeks naturally. But if you have surgery, then it could take fucking a year. They
I
said
was going to say if it
Yeah.
takes, I
like
was going to say if it
again,
requires
surgery
surgery,
changes.
he's not playing a snap this year.
If
He,
he gets surgery, maybe not.
he's not a guy that plays 100% of the snaps, but he's absolutely a guy that makes a difference on that D line. Like, there's no question about it. And I know with the ads of the D tackles and stuff, and James Houston's healthy, and then we got DJ Reader, that's a good depth piece. Like,
It's
what if
just
DJ
nice.
to
It
have
sorry,
that depth? No,
yeah,
no,
I
you're
was going to
fine.
say, it's also nice, like not even like obviously from a depth standpoint too, but like also you have like matchups and assignments and things. So like it's nice to be able to rotate a guy in that's more of like a run stopper on a rundown or um a guy that can just get through and get to the quarterback on other downs. So like it's not even necessarily just depth. Like obviously, yeah, you need the bodies there too, but like there's also like that strategic part of it too. Like I was talking to I not to flex or anything, but for work, today was the first day of fall camp for MSU. So we were talking to a couple of their players after practice, and I was talking to one of their D linemen about like how important the depth is this year. And so like that's another thing with the Lions that like obviously having that depth, but also having guys that you can rotate in. Like he was saying, MSU got down to like at certain games last year, they ended up having like two or three guys that they were playing with the whole game. Like that many people got hurt early enough in the game. They only had two D tackles left for the whole game. Like they did not have options. And most of the time in their packages, both D linemen were out there at once. So like if one of them got hurt, like that's you're fucked. So like
Like,
just to say the D line, long story short, the D line depth is important.
looking at it now, he's been in Detroit 2 years and he has put up a combined 66 tackles for 6 sacks. And it looks like his one of his best stats is his QB pressures. He puts a lot of pressure on the QB, getting through the middle. So he isn't the flashiest guy in the world, but that's not what he's meant to be. He is a solid guy that can come in if someone were to get hurt. So it is not easy to see that man go down. It's not the end of the world, but it does suck. Like Donnie was saying to me earlier today, hopefully, we can get him because, injuries are gonna, everyone has injuries. We're probably gonna have a couple more injuries on that D line. Hopefully not, but if it is 12 weeks, he should hopefully be able to come back for the end of the season, so we can maybe have him for a late season, like trying to win the division, and then also for the playoffs would be nice.
Yeah, for sure.
But he hopefully get well soon to John Kaminsky. Also coming out of Lions training camp, we have been seeing that Jamison Williams has been thriving so far, according to a lot of people, when he's not eating the most atrocious breakfasts of all time and throwing up on the sidelines. He has been killing
What
it in
was it
training
like
camp.
nacho cheese and fucking hot Cheetos for breakfast?
It was gravy and hot Cheetos.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that was
crazy.
wild.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's kind of wild, but
Nice to know I eat like a professional athlete sometimes.
Donnie was telling me earlier, and I hate to say this man's right, but this is a make or break year for Jameson. If he doesn't perform at a high level this year, he's not going to be with us for long. So he's got to put up a solid year. And I think this year is that man's year. And from what everyone's been saying in training camp, it sounded good. It's looked good. So we'll see how he plays in this Ben Johnson offense. Obviously, I feel like out of everybody on that field in terms of passing, he is one of those third or fourth guys to go to still. Obviously, I think you look Amon-Ra, you look Laporta, and you even look Gibbs's way before you maybe look JMO's way. But I think JMO could still make a big impact in the offense. I don't know what you guys think about it, but
No, I definitely I think so too. And as much as it sucks to say, I do agree with Donnie about it being a make or break year for him. But like I am still very high on JMO. I always have been.
he's got
It's
the
just
talent.
sucked
He
that
just needs to
I
perform.
was gonna say it just has sucked that like, he was obviously coming off that ACL tear his rookie year. And then last year,
The
dumb
gambling
mistake
was
with the
his fault.
gambling thing.
That
It
was his
was his
fault.
fault. It was his fault, but also the
It's a
rules
stupid
are
rule,
incredibly
but
stupid. So
still.
like I don't 100% fault him, but like also like 75% of the blame, you should have known the rules anyway. Like it's a dumb rule, but you should have known the rules. That's on you. Like you're an NFL player, you got to be smarter than that. But I mean, he didn't miss a ton of time. He looked okay. Down the stretch, especially, I thought he was playing better last year. And obviously, he scored that huge touchdown in the NFC Championship game. So, like, the signs are there that if he can just get it all to click and he can just stay on the fucking field, that he could be a really good receiver. It's just that part of it right now. And, like, I don't want to like be like all Lions curse, but like I've seen this shit play out with so many other players before of just like not necessarily that he was as good as Jameson Williams was, but like Jeff Okuda could not stay on the field, wasn't super great on the field anyway, but like was a player that a lot of people were kind of high on, coming into the draft and everything, and then he just fizzled out in Detroit, and now he's just going to be a bust. But I would hate to see JMO go down that road. So.
I mean, I like I said, I think JMO kind of determines how the offense is going to be this year. JMO comes out and he's great. The Lions offense is either going to keep pace or be better. I think if he comes out and falls flat, I think the offense could easily drop very. I think he's more important than even what you said. I think if he comes out and he's just flat bad, like he's been really the last 2 years,
Once he's
Lions
bad.
offense could go for. I think the Lions. I mean, he was okay in the context of if like he was like a 6 round pick. He was a first round pick. Like
That's okay. I see your point. I see your point.
he has first round pick expectations.
No, I see your
But
point.
um
That's valid.
if if he comes out and he's just awful, I think our offense could go from top 5 to outside the top 10. I think he is like a very, very important piece just because Amon-Ra's been healthy for the most part. He only missed 1 game last year. Laporta hasn't missed any time. Like, if one of those two guys go down, those are our only two real, like, solid pass catchers now that Reynolds and everybody else is gone. So I think J-Mo needs to come out and he needs to be like, not even like a top 20 receiver. He needs to be top 50. Like, he needs to be like a solid level starter for this offense to like keep pace.
Dallas,
Uh,
I need you to, when you're editing that, I need you right after he says solid pass catcher and Reynolds, I need you to splice in all of the drops from the NFC Championship game. Please and thanks.
yeah, okay. Um,
Reynolds is a very good receiver. I don't like the shit he
You
took.
don't
He
actually need to
only
do that.
he had
I just
his
wanted to make that joke.
he had one bad game in 2 or 3 years in Detroit, and it just
In
happened to
the
be the
most
most
important game of
all
his
of our life.
fucking career to that point.
Okay, well, it happens, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
uh,
This-
If you're a dog, you show up in those moments. That's all I'll say.
that's fair. I would say yes, this is definitely make or break for JMO. I want to ask you guys, statistics wise, what are we looking for, JMO? Like, how many catches, yards, touchdowns? Like, what should be the goal for JMO this year?
I'm thinking you're in an offense with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta, Khalif Raymond, Gibbs. There's so many people that
A
they
lot
could
of
throw the
lot of
ball to.
weapons.
I'm saying anywhere from I don't think he needs to break 1,000 because I think Laporta and Amon-Ra who are better are gonna do that. But I'm saying it needs to be it needs to be 800-900 yards, and I think
yeah,
he's gonna be our touchdown guy. So I'm saying probably 6 to 8 touchdowns. But if he could be, I could also say. 800 yards and he only gets 600, but he could also have 400 on the ground. So honestly, if he puts up about 1,000 all-purpose yards, I really that is I think a solid year. I the reason I'm also kind of I mean I know we're still 2 years away from that, but I'm also okay with him just being okay because I feel like knowing JMO, I no offense to JMO, but I feel like if he has one amazing year where he pops off, I feel like he's gonna want the most insane contract ever. And if he's just average the next couple years, I would not mind keeping that man on a cheap deal to keep that kind of
Yeah.
in athleticism and intensity. So if he stays like
And
if
then you
he
maybe get like one crazy year out of him in a couple of years, you know?
yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
I I have a pretty simple answer. I need him his This is gonna sound rough. I need his floor to be 600 yards and about 5 touchdowns because that's what Josh
I was
Reynolds
Yeah.
gonna
did.
say the same thing.
I
Yeah.
think that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
That's
It,
like
it's
that's like if he doesn't have that, like I would fucking trade him before next year. Like
Yeah. I agree.
that's that's how bare minimum needs to be.
yeah.
That's
Realistic,
it.
I would like
If he plays 16, 17 games, I agree. I
I
absolutely
would
agree.
like him to
Yeah.
play more. I'd like him to get more like 8 to 900, and touchdowns are so weird. Like I would say
There's
eight
so
to
much
nine hundred
like that
yards if
doesn't
he gets
show up in
about
the
five.
stat line with that
Yeah.
about like
Yeah,
why.
and to be fair, if he did that, he would about double his production from last year.
Mhm.
Last year, he ended with 24 catches for 354 yards and 2 touchdowns, which I do not
And that was
remember
in how
much
many
catches.
games?
It doesn't
Two,
say right here.
three,
But
four,
Josh
five.
Reynolds, I believe, played every game last year. He maybe missed one or two, but
I was
40 catches for 610 yards and 5 touchdowns. So
yeah.
I don't think
I
that's
agree.
unrealistic by any means. Like I said, I want to see 8 900, but if he doesn't get at least six, like he's fucking out the door. He has to be.
Yeah, I'm with you, Donnie, again, surprisingly. Did not think I would ever agree with you on anything related to Jameson Williams. But yeah, no, I
You guys
think
have finally just kind of come around. I feel like I've stayed steadfast, and you guys have
yeah,
now.
I think
He's
if
gonna be this, and now you're kind of like, okay,
assuming he plays a full season, assuming he plays in all 17 games, which I mean, he'll probably miss like a game or two. People get banged up, it happens. I
Yeah,
would like to
people
see
had
at
their
least
oblique torn off
500
the bone.
yards and at least at least 5 touchdowns, given that he plays in a stacked offense and a stacked wide receiver room like that.
he played 12 games last year.
Yeah.
Like he played 12, and I'm
And
gonna
he
look up.
had 350 receiving yards and 2 receiving
Yeah,
touchdowns.
yeah, he had just over 300 yards, and
And then
then
he did have a rushing touchdown. Credit
Josh
to him.
played. Josh played every game. So
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
we just need
that
JMO
is.
to
And,
to
and
do
Josh Reynolds was like undrafted, and Jameson Williams was a top 15 pick. So yeah, I think 600 is the absolute bare minimum.
But yeah, JMO's got to show up this year. So the last couple things we'll touch on Lions base that I've been reading about. I kind of said it as a joke there, but Amon Ra, I know we haven't recorded since Amon Ra came out and said that he played half of last season with the oblique basically torn off his bone. Absolute dog. That is insane to think about. But I'm glad
Yeah.
he's on our team, and I'm glad that I don't I'm not glad I went unnoticed because that kind of sucks for him, but he literally was some of the reason why we were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We
Hmm.
can touch on all this in a second. Aiden Hutchinson apparently has been showing out as well in camp. Looks like he is ready to go for year three. He looks very strong. Not huge for us, but they say Hendon Hooker's been having rough days. He's been holding on to the ball for too long, taking off when not needed to. Just apparently not looking good, which is what it is. I mean, he was a third round pick, but you would have liked to see him be a little bit better. Um, and then Jake Bates has his first like struggles in Detroit. Apparently he's done really well, but from what this says is that he missed a couple of 50 yarders today, but he was hitting 60 yarders last week and earlier this week. So I think he should be our kicker, and I think we should just give
Yeah, he
that
went
man a
like
chance.
5 for 5 the other day, including one of
The
almost
issue is
60. So I'm
the issue.
not super
Yeah.
worried.
And then
The
last thing I've read about, and then we can talk about it all if you want, is out of our corners. Besides Terry and Arnold has looked pretty good. Both of our rookies have looked good. Carlton Davis looked good. They said Stephen Gilmore, second year in a row, he has looked really good. Like starting material has been locking up people like crazy. I said this last year that he needed to get some starting time when Cam Sutton and Jerry Jacobs wasn't playing good. It sucks that our corners are stacked now, but I would love to see him get some playing
Was
time.
he hurt last year?
He got hurt. He did, and he went
Okay.
off in preseason, but he also was
I was
definitely
gonna say I remember he exploded preseason and everyone was like, "Oh my God."
he could have came back and played. He was fine, I think, like middle of the season, but I don't know. He just never got that chance. I would have loved him over Kindle Vinder. I'm not gonna lie. I know we still have him, but I would have preferred that a little bit more. But that's all the news I've really seen on the Lions training camp right now. I will be for the next podcast. I don't even. Oh, I mentioned this to you guys. I am going to the Friday training camp, so I will be taking some cool videos and stuff. Hopefully, get some signatures. Maybe get some photos for the podcast. Will be pretty cool. But excited for that. Gonna hopefully I can, report back a little bit on what I see. Probably can report shit. I'll be like, yeah, dude, there was a nasty catch, and then Dan was doing great. Dude, I just start doing some burpees. That'll be my. I'm not a reporter, so I don't know really what I'd be looking for, but excited for that and excited to just get back in the NFL.
Yeah.
So
Hall of Fame
Definitely.
game this week. That's gonna be fun.
Hall of Fame game, Texans Bears. Ooh, do we want to do
Caleb
predictions?
Caleb Williams is gonna light up that Texans third
Preseason
string
predictions
secondary.
would
Caleb
pre
Williams is going to throw for like 500 yards. The Chicago Bears fans are going to freak out because they don't realize it's against the third string Texans. And
he's
everyone's
gonna
going
play
to be like,
what,
oh
one
my God,
quarter?
Bears Super Bowl,
If
Bears
that,
Super Bowl, Caleb is him.
I
Yeah.
would be shocked if Caleb plays more than 5 snaps
I
in
think
the
he
I was
might
gonna
play
say like
one
a
drive.
drive, a
Drive,
drive.
yeah.
I would be shocked if he even got a drive. The preseason or the not only the preseason did they barely play starters, but like
I
this is the fucking Hall of Fame game. Usually it's nobody we even know. Like
I
it's like
saw
guys.
I saw a
I think the
post.
roster is still at 90, so they
I
play.
saw I saw a post and it was a guy saying, "I need football so bad that I am so excited to watch Tyson Badgett throw for 200 yards and two picks." And
Yes,
it's like,
sir.
honestly, it's sad to say, I'm gonna turn it. I know I'm gonna turn it on, and
And
then I'm
I'm
gonna be
willing
like,
to
"This
bet
game
you
sucks."
both, well, I guess all three of you might. I don't know if you guys are all crazy enough on betting. I know Donnie at least is
I'm
going to lose
betting.
some
I'm looking up
money
the lines right
betting on
now.
it on Thursday.
Oh
I
yeah,
can't
oh
touch
yeah,
that thing.
I'm
No,
looking up the
as
don't.
lines
well.
right now.
You have a problem if you're betting on preseason games.
Hey,
I did a couple
what
years.
was the bet? What was the Ravens had that streak of preseason games and they were going crazy. I mean, that was when people were betting on preseason games because the Ravens had like a 10-game win streak in the preseason or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it was something
Right
crazy.
now, the
Absolutely nuts.
line is at -1.5 for the Texans.
Ooh.
Over under set at 31.5.
Ooh.
So
Smash the over.
I was about to say that is
going,
I know it's preseason, but man, like
What'd you say the
I'm
over
going
under was at?
Bears Texans.
31 and a half.
I'm going
Damn.
Bears
Smash it.
money line and the over.
Oh
Putting
yeah.
$100 on.
$100. That's a great way to
All
start the
right,
season.
that's free $100 to DraftKings right there.
There you go. Free donation.
Let's see.
But it's gonna be awesome for the season to start.
Plus
We'll get
300.
we'll get into the top 100. The top 100. It's not fully out yet, but we'll cover the other top 20 next week on the podcast. I'll cover the first the Lions ones right here, and then we can just look at some of the spots and talk about it just a little bit. But as of recently, Amon Ra got 23 ranked. He was 67 the year prior, and then Penei Sewell at 22 coming in and I think that's perfect for him. And then I believe Jared Goff was at, I have to scroll to find it, but at
48.
50, 48, and then Hutch was at either 47 or yeah, 47.
Yep.
So far that was the Lions we've seen. Other ones, it's hard to because they don't have it's hard to see the full list, but I know Jordan Love was at 34. And Brock Purdy at 28, Tua at 36. There's a couple. Joe Burrow at 39. You know, it's crazy and all that. I see what they're going with this. Like Burrow obviously had a bad year last year. Tua is right above him, but then how in the hell is Rodgers at
On the list. On
yeah,
the
on
list.
the list? If we're ranking what injuries did last year, how is Burrow below Tua and
I've
Rodgers
been
is on the list? And what
I've
are
been
they
a top
basing it off
100.
of?
I've been a top 100 defender for so long because I'm like, oh, it's the players voting on it. Who knows better than the players? Clearly the players don't know best because how the fuck is Jordan Love so high? Like like I said before we started recording, I don't hate him as much as you and Donnie both do. I think he's okay.
Jordan
I
Love, if you're
don't think
watching
he's
this,
elite, but like having him over so many quarterbacks, like at this point, the NFL going off the NFL top 100, the NFL top 100 has him as a top 10 quarterback, and that's just insane. I have him outside my top 15, like right at like 16, 17, having him in the top 10 is just insane. There is no justification for that. Uh, I, I also think there's no justification for the Packers paying him that much fucking money.
Yeah, we
They're
haven't
going to be
talked
in a
about
shit
that.
show in a couple
That's a
years
whole nother
from now.
topic.
That is a whole nother topic. We won't have to get into that
Yeah.
right now. Basically, I think we're all on the same page. Packers overpaid like fucking crazy. Not much more needs to be said than that. But I can't defend the top 100 anymore. This is just
It's
insane
just
that
insane that it's not like now. What back then you
Jared
actually
Goff too low.
you had to prove yourself as a quarterback to before you get contract. Like and Jared Jordan Love, man, 1 year and he's all of a sudden like
1 year as
he's
a starter, and he really only had like 4 or 5 like good games, and they were against the bottom tier teams in the
he beat the
NFL right now.
Chiefs and everyone thinks and he wasn't even a big part of that. It was their defense that did a lot of it and it's like everyone thinks he's amazing, but
Yeah, what was his
it's
stat line from that game?
it's crazy.
That he had like 5, 6, not even that many good games, and that they came against bad defenses. It's that he was like statistically one of, if not the worst quarterback in the league to start the year. He was fucking awful. He was completing under 50% of his passes quite regularly. He did it multiple times. That first game, week 4, I believe, against the Lions, he looked fucking awful. And our defense is not good. He looked straight up bad. Like,
And then I totally missed it. I'll just want to point it out now. I did miss Laporta was 80 on the top 100 list. So there's 5 Lions players that made the top 100. I don't think anybody would be above Amon-Ra if Goffin is already on the list. So I think we are 5 maxed out at 5. The only other person that I feel like technically, well, I'm sorry, Panay Sewell was higher than Amon-Ra, but I don't think there's anybody better than Panay. The only person that I think is like the best at their position on our team Jack Fox. But if Jack Fox makes the top 20, then we've really gone crazy in the NFL. But hey, that would be amazing. I
Hey, I'm
also
not
want.
gonna. Sorry,
Oh, go
finish
ahead.
what you were saying. I was
I wanted to
going
go
back to Jordan
over.
Love because I
You
found his
know,
stat
I,
line from the
I
Kansas
wanted to
City
go
game.
over. They released the 10 players that just missed the cut. So at 101 we had Joe Thuney. At 102 we had Baker Mayfield. I feel like Baker not being in the top
Baker should have been in the
100
top
is
100 this
absolutely
year.
crazy. Rodgers in the top 100.
Fucking
It's just
swap out. I mean, obviously not don't put him in that spot, but
like
fucking he should absolutely have
Like you're
Jordan Love's
telling me
spot in the
you
top
go you,
100.
you go look at Jordan Love and you go look at Baker's stats are identical. They both went to the playoffs. They both won their division and they both won playoff games. They both won one playoff game. I don't understand what like how that makes any sense, but I think the players might be on crack. Aaron Jones at 103, Matt Milano at 104, Grady Jarrett at 105, TJ Hawkinson at 106, Joe Flacco at 107, Bijan Robinson at 108, CJ Mosley at 109, Cam Jordan at 110.
Is Joe
Joe
Flacco still on a roster? Like, is he still
Joe
on the Browns? Like,
I
he's the backup
don't
for the
think so.
he's the backup for the
I think he's
Colts.
a.
oh, the Colts. Okay,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
that's
right.
right.
Yeah.
fuck. Right. See, I think the NFL top 100 list has not meant shit since about 2015. They had like JJ Watt as number 1 on like the list. I believe it was 2014 or maybe it was 2015 because yeah, off season, so it would have been 2015. That was right. Then they just started getting fucking crazy. Like the, it's just if we're doing strictly the top 100 players in the league, there's a lot more offensive linemen. There's a lot more fucking linebackers. Like how many guards are on this list? There's probably like fucking 3. There needs to be like 10. Like it's just basically like who's the best offensive and defensive like stars. It's all it fucking really is. Cause like there's a lot of positions that get left out and they fucking absolutely should not be. The top 100 players in the league, fucking like 15 of them are going to be quarterbacks. And it's like, I don't think that's right. Like that just like if you're great, it's like a skewed scale. Like it doesn't actually mean the best 100 players. It means the best 100 players that are favored in eyes of their peers. And I don't fuck that. That doesn't really mean that much to me, to be honest with you. I don't
I
like
absolutely agree with you. I think
like
it's kind of crazy.
like somebody could go out there and be an all-star quarterback, and if you're like a fucking legit asshole, like yeah, you might not get voted on too many top 20 lists, but it's just because people don't like you. It's not because you're not as good of an athlete.
Yeah. This list it's not like I said we're not going to stay here and talk about every person on this list because there's absolutely everyone can be argued, but we wanted to hit the Jordan Love, Surprises. I don't know if Donnie wants to speak on the Brock Purdy being up there as well, but I know Donnie
This
don't.
is it really is one of those things where it's like I used to get mad at it. I don't even get mad anymore. Like I don't give a fuck. Brock Purdy should be above Jordan Love. I'll fucking admit that. Like that's good. At least they got that
Yeah.
fucking right.
Yeah, I feel like Brock actually has if two seasons have been put together and but I think it's just crazy. Um Besides that, there's not much else I saw in the top 100. Maybe a couple players that should have been missing, but we got like Kyle Hamilton made 43, Jamar Chase was 45. Both great players. Derrick Henry at 49. Um and then other news that I did not touch on that we can just wrap up this and then talk. We can go into another segment. The Lions didn't even mention it. Re-signed Taylor Decker, huge deal for him,
He is
bringing him
eligible.
back. The oldest, he is still the longest lasting Detroit Lion, I believe, on our team right now. We've had him since 2016, so it is good to bring the vet back for more years. I think he's a huge part of this team. Um, Tua also got a new contract. With Jordan Love also got a new contract. New contracts from both of them. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the contracts are pissing me off for the fact that you have star players, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Ayuk, Jamar Chase. Why are these guys not getting their contracts yet? Like it's honestly getting me upset.
And
By the
where is Brandon Ayuk? He's wanting to trade. Where is he gonna go?
I saw they're not gonna trade him. They're just trying to work out his deal. But then you also got like Dak hasn't gotten his deal yet. Or what are the Cowboys doing this offseason? Nothing other than digging themselves a bigger hole because next year they're gonna have to sign Micah. I don't know, man. Some of these contracts are kind of wild. It seems wild to me that average to below average quarterbacks are getting these contracts signed. And then you have Dak, for instance, runner up MVP. He can't get his contract. CeeDee Lamb, top 5 wide receiver, can't get a contract. Brandon Ayuk basically carried that 49ers receiving core, can't get a contract. Jamar, that's the only reason they didn't re-sign T. Higgins is because of Jamar, and they can't
I,
get him a contract. I don't get it.
I just hate the fact of when someone gets a contract, the next guy says, "Oh, I'm better than him. Give me a better contract." That's just how it works now, and it's
I
sad that it's crazy that that's just how it works. We're just seeing you're the highest paid. Now he's the highest paid. Now he's the highest paid
mm,
because everyone thinks they're the
Um,
best. Everyone
it,
thinks they're the best quarterback in the NFL. The real winner is crazy enough is the Kansas City Chiefs. Like they have the like someone showed a list and it's like the top 5 most paid quarterbacks per year, and then it's like the winner of the Super Bowl the last 2 years. It's like that is
I think
literally just how
Mahomes
it
is
is.
11th on
Like
that
I would,
list.
yeah, like it is crazy that like, and obviously he's getting more over time, but he's still getting less per. He's still getting less per year. But Mahomes is he want like that was his part of his deal. He's like, I will sign this 10-year deal, get more money over time, but. He's also helping out his team. He's not this
Hmm.
it's not getting 40 million, $45 million, $50 million a year. It's like it's absolutely insane. Donnie, I knew you want to say something. All right.
I got a couple of things. One, I wonder. I like to think of this sometimes with like random stuff. If Mahomes like turned into an asshole overnight and was like, you know what? Fuck Kansas City. I want as much money as I can possibly get. What do you think that dollar amount would be? Means we just saw Jordan Love get fucking 55, 56. I
60 plus.
realistically think I realistically think it's like towards 80. Like I think he's that much better than everybody else.
He could
Like
get
if
70
you're
mil a year if he wanted to easily.
Shohei money.
especially if
Yeah,
you're a team that has
yeah.
like a if you have a lot of cap space coming up like the Patriots, just a fucking blank check. Like literally whatever it takes for you to come here cuz like he's such a cheat code compared to everybody else.
That's
That
what
was the
I'll
first
give
thing.
Mahomes. I'm glad he's not just turning out and just being like, you know what? Screw my contract. I won't. I want that.
I
I'm glad
kind of
Mahomes
wish
is.
he would. I want to
I
see how much somebody can get paid. I
It would
kind of wish.
it would shake up the NFL for generations if that happened. But I think Mahomes, I'll give Mahomes that. Like I feel like he is more of a. I'm glad he isn't just going to turn on it. No, and to be fair, like say the Chiefs have a couple bad years, you never know what could happen.
Plus side for Mahomes is if he wanted to be a dick, like the Chiefs are going to pay him more. It's not so much like they're not going to pay
Yeah.
him. It's like if he goes to the table in a year or two and he's like, hey, I got 5 years left, but I want more guaranteed money. I want a raise to 60 mil a year. They're gonna be like, fuck, okay, don't give a fuck. We'll pay you whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, here, take it,
That's
please.
one. Another one is this might be a little bit of a hot take. I wish teams would just be more honest sometimes. Like, because Brandon Ayuk, I think from a very common sense standpoint, is not getting fucking resigned by the 49ers. They have to pay Brock. They're paying Nick Bosa. They have to pay all these fucking guys. Like, Brandon Ayuk is going to be the first guy where it's like, okay,
soon too.
We've had such a good team for so long. Eventually, good pieces are going to get stripped away. Brandon Ayuk is the first of those pieces. I don't know how you guys see it. I think that's very clear. Like, he's going to be playing somewhere else. I just wish the 49ers fucking brass would be like, hey, this is your last fucking year. Give him a pay raise. You don't, like, give him a raise in the terms of, like, give him some more money for this year. Don't re-sign him for a long-term deal. But then, like, he can play this out. He can have another good year like he's going to anyway, and then he'll go somewhere else. It's just, and then like Dak with the Cowboys. The Cowboys aren't paying Dak this fucking year because they don't fucking want to, and I don't blame them. Like, they want to see something in the playoffs. And there's nothing that he can do between now and fucking, what, mid-January for that to fucking happen. Like, he just can't. And I hate the discussion we have around contracts when it's like, this is clearly like you're on a prove it deal. Like, they're not going to say it, but like everybody kind of fucking knows it.
Oh, shit. Donnie said earlier that Matthew Stafford just restructured his contract. So I'm not going to give you the full details, but basically it is a 1-year, $40 million deals. So that way, after this next year, both parties can assess their situation and see what to do. And I made the joke. Donnie said, he's coming home. And I said, oh, yeah, he's going home. He's from Texas. And Donnie said, and like making the joke, I don't want him back in Detroit. He can go home. And then Donnie said, and could you imagine Stafford going to the Cowboys? I was like, Dak's sweet, but man, they would go crazy.
And this is what I told Marshall. Yeah, what it is the fucking deal. I can't remember the exact money, but it basically guarantees him 40 mil this year. And to do that, he voided the rest of his guaranteed money for the rest of his year. I think he has 2 years left after this year. So, and yeah, they can reassess. And he'll more likely say,
fucking Matthew Stafford leads them back to the Super Bowl.
Hold on. This is what I told Marshall. I said, Marshall, no shit. With the way the media talks about the Cowboys and the excitement around them every year, if Matthew Stafford went to the Cowboys and won them a Super Bowl first year like the Rams did, he would get fucking GOAT talk. I'm not saying it would be warranted, but he would get GOAT talk from the media. They would be like, is Matthew Stafford a top 3 quarterback of this decade? They'd be saying some wild fucking shit. They would take it farther than what I do.
He would be under a microscope, though. So crazy.
He would be. But I'll ask you this. Do you think the Cowboys would be in a better spot to win like serious playoff games and shit with Matthew Stafford or Dak? I'm going to say
I think they're on the same boat, honestly.
Which one? Which one won a Super Bowl?
Exactly. I pointed at the Lions flag. I can't see.
I don't remember what.
I pointed at the fucking Rams championship.
No, you pointed at the red poster.
Yeah, to you guys, but fucking. I'm sorry.
Who won the Super Bowl?
Not the Lions.
I'm sorry. Does Dak have one of these? What? No, he doesn't.
That is so gay. That is so gay.
A replica ring? No, he does not have a replica ring.
That might be the
I hope Stafford
second
got the
gayest
real
thing
one,
in your
not
collection.
the replica.
Anyway, regardless of opinion, one of them has won a Super Bowl, the other one has not. I think that's quite obvious. So I think Matthew Stafford would have a much better shot to win the Cowboys the Super Bowl than what fucking Dak would bring.
That was a fun
Nick
combo.
Foles has won a Super Bowl.
We'll move
Nick
on.
Foles did win a Super Bowl.
Get Nick Foles. Let's get it out of here. But
Nick Foles brought up way too much on this podcast.
Yeah,
He's brought up every other episode, and it drives me the fuck insane.
He's goated, man.
Moving on.
No, he's not.
You know what else gets brought up every time we bring up Nick Foles? The fact that Nick Foles went to MSU for a year.
Okay.
I bring that up every time.
For 1 year.
Yeah, he went to MSU. Literally every time I bring this up, you're like, he went to MSU? There's a picture of the quarterback room. It's him, Brian Hoyer, Kirk Cousins, and some other guy who would never ended up playing at MSU.
Jesus Christ, that's like the fucking
They were
That's the
all three of them
Avengers.
were.
So that's GOAT mid quarterback room. That's fucking insane.
There's two Super
I'm
Bowl
glad we
rings in
acknowledge
that
Kirk
picture,
Cousins is
and
mid.
neither of them
You
belong to
got
Kirk
three
Cousins.
different versions of the exact same player. You got three different versions. You got Kirk, who's actually kind of good. Nick
No, you
Foles
said he was
who
mid.
The Warrior was fucking awful. Yeah, but there's like good
Again,
mid.
two
There's
Super Bowl
good
rings in
mid
that picture. Neither of them belong to Kirk Cousins.
fucking
Well,
insane.
moving on. We'll move on to I know me and Dallas have a couple things we're gonna do to end off the podcast. But last thing I wanted to share I saw on Twitter was over the weekend. Just wanted to say, send out well wishes and prayers to Christian Barmore was diagnosed with blood clots over the weekend, and he is being treated, and they're not sure when he's gonna make a recovery and if he will be on the field. But the Patriots are sending full out. I just wanted to talk about it. Send out our well wishes. That is scary shit, man. So off the field sets, it's crazy to think that these guys, we forget these guys are still human, and that off the field issues that are just whether it's like I always think about Eric Berry, like that one was one of the most wild things to watch as a kid. So it's crazy that these things can still happen. So we just want to wish him well wishes. But moving on, I know Dallas has got one thing he wants to do, and then I've got one thing I want to do. Dallas, I'll let you go first, man.
So this is going to be a head-to-head battle between Marshall and Donnie. This is going to be guess the category. Me and Colin are going to say the names of NFL players that match this category. You guys are going to take turns back and forth guessing what that category is, and then whoever gets the category first wins the head-to-head battle.
I can use Google just to double check. That's the good
I'm
thing.
I'm excited for me and Marshall to be out of the know here. Colin to name somebody and Dallas have just the most bewildered look on his face. It's gonna be like running backs from the 2002 season, and Colin's gonna say Drew Brees, and fucking Dallas is gonna slap him through the camera.
Is that manageable, Colin? You think you can get you a couple of those?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You guys can decide who's guessing first, the category.
Marshall can go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the first player that fits this category, Drew Brees.
Quarterbacks without an MVP.
No.
Bro, imagine if I just got that off.
That'd been crazy. We would have to do a second round.
That would have been wild.
Dallas is basically like, where you going?
All right, Colin.
Aaron Rodgers.
So now is it Donnie's guess or am I still my guess?
Yep, Donnie's guess.
Is this quarterbacks who won a Super Bowl in the 2000s?
It is not.
No.
See, I don't know how specific to get. Like,
yeah, is it very specific?
It is in a sense.
It is pretty specific, yeah.
Quarterbacks who have
quarterbacks who went on an ayahuasca trip? Like, fucking, what are we like? There's so many things you can say.
It's football related though. It's not like it's not like it's not like hometown related. Like they grew up in the same town. Okay,
it was hometown related. I'm fucking leaving. If there was like they both went to the same high school, it's like fucking. How would I ever know that?
The next NFL player, Devonta Smith.
Wow, we took a big jump from Drew Brees to Aaron Rodgers to Devonta Smith.
I was hoping you would stick with quarterbacks for a second so I could mess around with them.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I don't think.
I need to write these motherfuckers down because I'm gonna fucking lose track so fast.
Multiples of 3.
No.
He wore 6, didn't he? So 6, 9, 12.
That's not correct.
Aaron Rodgers no longer wears number 12.
Shut up, Colin.
All right.
Baker Mayfield.
Is this players who wear a single digit?
Yes, it is. That was the category.
As soon as Marshall said something about multiples,
I knew
Colin.
I thought Colin blew it with the fact Aaron Rodgers doesn't wear 12 anymore.
Jeez, Colin, get away.
Exactly, that helped. Fuck yes.
I mean, I was just calling out a fact. He doesn't wear number 12 anymore. That was kind of a bigger hint than I intended it to be. That is
all
my
I'm
bad,
saying. Here you go, Donnie Alley.
If Marshall didn't had just brought up jersey number, I would not be thinking jersey number. So that comment wouldn't matter.
Yep, this was players with single
I was
digit
hoping we
jersey
would.
numbers.
I was hoping we would keep doing quarterbacks for a second, and we would keep naming off like players expected to be a Hall of Famer, so that my next one could have been Baker Mayfield, so that they would think it's Hall of Famers, and all of a sudden I throw Baker in there.
So Hall of Famers.
Is that what we
Huh?
got for
Yeah, I
yours,
guess.
Dallas?
Yeah,
Like I said, I got more categories, and then I do have the blind ranking because that one was kind of quick. That was a little quicker than I thought it was
that
gonna
one
be.
was quick. We
get
can do the blind
we,
ranking too. Let's do the blind ranking too.
okay, and then we'll do my thing.
We are gonna be blind ranking NFL families. We are gonna be starting with the Kelseys 1 through 5. You got Jason and Travis Kelce.
Do we want to do this collectively or individually?
Marshall's still muted. It's collectively.
All right,
It's collectively. So you guys together,
Collectively?
guys,
together put it 1 through
Guys.
5.
guys, we put them at 3.
I was gonna say 3. 3 was my gut.
I was
gut
thinking
feeling.
too, but I guess
I was gonna say 3 or 4.
I'm thinking 3.
We-
3.
because we got to think. Yeah, there's only 2 of them, which is less.
We'll go
impressive.
3.
There's like family members with like 3 or 4 people, but like Travis is gonna be a top 10 tight end, and Jason's a top 10 center. So like it's kind of
I'll go 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, you have the Longs. You have Chris Long, Howie Long. I think Jake Long is in there.
Well, I'm thinking 4.
Marshall and I are locked in. I'm going 4 too. Donnie, do you disagree or are you cool with 4?
I'm gonna be dead ass. I wanted to go Kelsey's too because I thought of the Longs and I thought the Longs would be a good 3, but I guess we got to go 4.
4.
4 it is. Next up, we have the Matthews. You got Clay Matthews, Bruce Matthews.
I say 5.
Yeah.
We're fucked. We're already good.
I say 5.
Yeah.
One of these last 2 is gonna be
irreparable
fucking
damage.
ass. God damn it. Yeah, 5.
You gotta go 5.
Okay, 5.
We're,
Next
if
up,
we don't get the meaning.
we have the Mannings.
Okay.
Number 1.
Gotta go
Thank God.
1. Gotta go 1.
1.
Okay.
Fuck.
Give up.
Lord.
I know who I want here too.
Your number 2, the Watts.
Yep, the 2. I think that's
Yeah,
a good list.
okay,
The
we're
Watts
good,
at
we're
2.
good.
That's goated. That's
That
exactly
worked
how
out.
I thought
That was
gonna
exactly
play
what
out.
I was hoping.
Yep.
I
The
was
Watts.
waiting. I was waiting for an ass family at the end. I figured he was gonna save and throw out a fucking the old Warriors or some random bullshit where it's
The
just,
Aurora.
where it's just one mid player. That's what I was fucking waiting for.
All right. So to recap this, at 5, we have the Matthews. At 4, the Longs. 3, the Kelseys. 2, the Watts. And then 1, the Mannings.
I like that.
I would personally
Yeah.
switch 2 and 3, but it's pretty good. It could have been a lot worse.
I think that is also fair. I think maybe because you got to think it's like JJ.
TJ might not be a Hall of Famer. TJ might, like, if he was to hurt himself, he wouldn't be a Hall of Famer. Where Jason and Travis,
we need to see how TJ plays out. But that third brother also kind of helps them. But even though he ain't crazy, but
Yeah, put some respect on Derek Watt.
Sorry.
The fullback. That motherfucker even on a roster. What are we talking about?
He's on the Steelers.
I forgot there was 3.
He's on the Steelers.
Motherfucker.
So moving into my segment, I talked to Don earlier about this. He knows what's going on, but we are going to be doing a March Madness bracket, not a full one, only 8 teams on one side, 8 teams on the other, and it is going to be based off of athletes off a certain, so it could be off a certain year, it could be off a certain day,
Yeah.
it could be that as a very in particular athlete out of all sports. Getting a little mix up in here. So
All sports as in baseball, football, basketball. Because if he pulls out a fucking tennis player, I'm gonna lose my shit.
there might be some other sports outside
is
the one.
Jeff
You get a
Gordon
fucking
on this
Rafael
list?
Nadal
There
on this
are, I
fucking
can
list.
promise
I
you,
swear to
for
God.
your guys' sake, there are no racing, anything racing on this
buddy.
list.
If you would have pulled out a fucking Chase Elliott, I would have beat your fucking
I
ass.
promise the other sports that are not those are guys that you are guys are aware of. Okay, you'll see. So we'll get started. So at our 1 seed for the first side of the bracket, we have MVP Derrick Rose. Everybody knows how dominant he was in his MVP season. Again, I'm sorry, these rankings aren't professional. I something I wrote up on the spot, so don't kill me if the rankings are not spot
I was
on.
about to say
I know
that's a fucking one seed.
I know some of these people are better than others. This
Mm.
is just for fun. So and if an upset happens, an upset happens. But one is MVP. Derrick Rose was absolutely amazing and was a highlight reel. Versus eight. This was a wild one. Travis Fulgham in week 5 of 2020, where he put up that 170 yards and like three
So fucking
touchdowns.
specific.
I told you, these are
You
specific.
should have done the 2 week stretch that he had, where he had like 200
I
yards.
think that's
back.
hilarious, but I'm
That
gonna
is
have
based
to
off this
go.
2
I'm
weeks.
gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go Rose
MVP.
here.
Okay. This
Yeah.
is it's all of you three. If it's votes two, it's unanimous. So
I want to hear what Donnie has to say, honestly, because I
I was
know who
gonna
I'm
go.
picking.
I
I
think
was
he's
gonna
gonna
go
go Rose
Fulgham
here.
just. I was just gonna go Fulgham just for the plot.
Yeah,
Hey, he's a former Lion.
let's move
He's a
D
former
Oh,
Rose.
come on.
Let's move D Rose up. Let's get him.
MVP Derrick Rose has been moved on.
That's a
Um,
crazy 8 seed. Jesus Christ.
so moving on, we'll go our 2 seed versus our
That's so
7.
fucking specific. I wasn't expecting that.
Guys, these ones are wild. It gets wild. Trust me. So this our 2
Brock Purdy
seed.
in the fourth quarter of the NFC Championship game last year.
This is
Don't
our
bring
two.
that up.
This is our 2 seed versus our 7 seed. We have our 2 seed.
Fuck you,
This,
Colin.
this is going outside the main sports we talked about, but everyone knows how dominant he was. 2015 and 2016 Conor McGregor, the notorious Conor McGregor, prime Conor McGregor was an absolute maniac versus number 7 seed prime Billy Cannon.
We don't even have
You mean LSU Heisman winner Billy Cannon?
You
We
realize
don't
That's my
what we
pick.
have to do
It's
here,
of Billy
right?
That's
You
my
realize what we
pick.
have to do here. You know what we have to do here.
The first
You
ever
guys, I
Heisman
swear
winner
It's
for
to
gotta
LSU.
be
God.
Billy.
guys,
I swear on everything fucking holy.
guys,
If
don't be stupid.
It's
What we
Billy
doing
gotta
here?
be Billy. It's gotta be
Billy.
Billy. Billy.
All right.
it's Connor,
That's
okay?
two votes.
That's
That's
2 to
two
1.
votes. We won.
Marshall, you're a fucking. Why did you do this? You're a fucking.
I might have to veto. The Billy Cannon was a joke.
You can't
All
fucking.
right,
It was
you know
the
Come
what?
on, Marshall. We already have the fucking winner because you brought up Billy fucking Cannon. Might as well
No,
just
I'm gonna
fucking
give him
run
this
through the
one
rest of
round. I'm gonna give him this one round, and that's it.
All right.
Should have had the bye, but honestly.
How dare you? He took out fucking Conor McGregor. Are you shitting me?
That should have.
Hey,
Prime
blame
time.
Marshall for the matchup.
All right. Next
What
up,
the
3-6 or 3 seed versus the 6 seed. At 3 seed, we have, thanks to Donnie, I added this one late. Nick Castellanos, right after a tragedy was struck.
I can't believe he didn't think of that.
I didn't. And then
Have
number
I told
6.
you guys? But you keep going. I'll tell you guys this after we vote.
And then
it's off,
number
kind of off topic.
6 seed is 2010 Peyton Hillis. Madden made the Madden cover. Was
No,
an
that
absolute
2010. No, it wasn't. That was
Oh.
like 2012.
He was on Madden.
He was on
Madden
Sorry.
2011 season.
2011 season.
all right. Prime Peyton Hillis. Then.
Either way,
It's-
fucking way.
Yeah,
Either way,
it's a clean
tough.
sweep, I think.
I would say just say
Yeah,
prime
it's-
Peyton Hillis.
That motherfucker should.
Yeah.
That motherfucker should have been the 1 seed, guaranteed. That's fucking the strongest thing.
Who we going with here?
Nick.
Yeah,
Nick. Okay. And then we have a 4 seed versus our 5 seed. Writing that down. So 4 seed, another 2 kind of just random ones, but I thought of this literally in about 6 hours. But at the 4 seed, everyone knows the infamous Tracy McGrady, his 13 points in 33 seconds, or the last half of the season, Ella De La Cruz, rookie Ella De La Cruz last season, right at the end of the season,
bro.
Man was an absolute machine.
Ooh.
He got himself
Oh my
a cycle.
God.
Only a handful of people had never been able to do a cycle, and it was an absolute maniac. But
Marshall can vouch for me. I've been on the Ella De La Cruz bandwagon from day one. As soon as that man got called up, I placed a bet that he'd win Rookie of the Year that year.
I saw that man play against the
Oh
Lugnuts my
my
first year.
God.
That man is crazy.
all right, who we going with?
Because
Tracy
he
McGrady.
used to play in that league. He
But that T-Mac 13, oh,
This is tough.
that is tough. Give me Ellie.
Okay. Colin?
I'm gonna let Donnie go because I'm not 100% sure.
I'm definitely going T-Mac for sure.
The T-Mac is crazy though. That's such a
T-Mac.
crazy matchup.
I don't even fucking like T-Mac. It's just 13 points in 30 fucking seconds is insane.
That is
That's
kind of insane. I think I
It
gotta
is
go.
insane.
I think I gotta
we've
do that.
seen
I
better.
can't get mad at it.
I'm glad Ella de la Cruz didn't get swept. I'm glad.
I can't get mad at it. He's like
So
I
T-Mac
respect
was
We've seen
Ellie
better
crazy.
Cruz.
rookies. We've seen
So
better
Rest
that
his
means we
legend.
have 4-seed Tracy McGrady,
Bro
13 points,
obliterated
33
the lug nuts
seconds.
so many times.
We have McGrady's 13 points and 33 seconds versus Billy Hannon. So
The fact that T-Mac is making it this far,
Yeah.
not fucking Conor McGregor, is some bullshit.
so
Blame Marshall.
Yeah,
Sure.
literally.
Tracy McGrady is gonna move on.
I blame you. What the fuck? How blame Marshall? Fuck you.
This
I'm
one,
sorry,
put
my
the
vote was
matchups.
actually for Billy
You guys
Cannon.
voted like dumbasses.
this
He
one,
knew we would do that.
this one's a good one.
He shouldn't have
MVP,
even been on there. That's his
MVP,
fault.
MVP, Derrick Rose or Nick Castellanos right after a tragedy.
I
That's
don't know about you guys, but I already have my champion in this entire fucking thing.
I
Yeah.
think it's Nick Castellanos.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
It's
he.
Nick. Might as well
I-
pencil him in for the finals, dude.
so then Nick Castellanos versus Tracy McGrady. Are we going? Who are we going with?
It's Nick.
I think it's a clean sweep.
Give me Nick.
Nick. Okay. Nick Castellanos
There's
first
a
side.
deep drive into deep left field.
That's the one
by
side of the
Nick
bracket.
Castellanos, and that'll
So
make
he
it
is
a
in the
4-0
finals.
ball game.
Other side.
I don't know if I'm
gonna
be putting it on
this
this headset again.
To beat Nick. It's really going to have to be a good side.
Other side of the bracket.
Yeah.
At our 1 seed, we have Tiger Woods on Sunday in a red polo versus 2019 Kenny Galladay. The only season that man ever did anything.
What?
Yeah, it's got to be Tiger.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Jesus Christ. Fucking yeah, it's Tiger. God damn. That man.
Easiest matchup of all time.
I didn't know
Yeah.
this is a 1v16
Crazy.
seed. Like, what?
It's like a 16 seed versus the 2017 Warriors. Like, what the fuck?
This one is an interesting one. I don't know how I feel what you guys are gonna do here. But I got the 3 seed, or we'll go with the other side then. I'll go 2 seed. We have 2018 LeBron James versus 7th seed Kirby Joseph versus Aaron Rodgers.
Oh.
Fuck, dude.
Okay. Respectfully, I love Kirby. It's 18 LeBron, fucking no doubt. It's 18 LeBron.
Yeah, gotta go LeBron.
Yeah,
Mad respect for Kirby.
goes to a
though.
game
That
7,
man
though.
ended Aaron Rodgers' reign in Green
I'm
Bay.
pissed
I'll say Dallas, go Kirby out of respect.
Let's go Kirby.
I'm pissed that Marshall did that just because that fucking shit on Kirby for no reason. You knew it was 2018 LeBron, and you just wanted Kirby to get his ass beat. That's some bullshit.
This one's an interesting one. 3 seed Texas A&M Johnny Football versus 6 seed another third quarter merchant Klay Thompson in that third quarter game where he scored 37 points.
God.
This is January
Why
23rd,
did you put all the
2015.
good ones on this side? You could have put
This
some
is
of the
a good
good ones
one.
on the other side.
This is a good one. So
Damn, dude.
this is a good one.
How many points did Clay score in that third quarter?
37 points in 1 quarter versus Johnny Football. Texas A&M Johnny Football, not the Browns.
He was Johnny Football at Texas A&M. He was Johnny Manziel for the Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird to
All
say.
right, who we going with?
I think I'm going Texas A&M Johnny Manziel.
Okay.
He was kind of crazy.
He was.
That man like changed the game of football that year.
Money Manziel.
All right.
I'm shocked. Yeah, I was going Manziel for sure.
Okay.
Look,
Money Manziel moves on.
God, this fucking finals on this side is gonna be crazy.
Then we
Yeah,
have our 4 seed and 5 seed. At 4 seed, Alvin Kamara on Christmas in 2020, 6 rushing touchdowns versus the
Dude,
5
didn't he have
seed.
like 200 yards too?
Yeah, he had about
Yeah, he went
108,
fucking crazy.
6 touchdowns versus the 5 seed, another football one. Aaron Rodgers versus the Bears.
Oh man.
What the fuck? It was like you made the first side like fucking drunk, and then you like actually put effort and thought
Bro
in
got
this
sober
side.
and said, I got some good ones.
What the fuck?
I think I might have to go Aaron Rodgers. I'll make y'all decide.
Ooh.
No, I think it's clearly Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
What was the
That man
other
owns
one?
the Bears.
Alvin Kamara
My
on
point
Christmas
exactly.
in 2020.
Oh,
6
I'm going.
touchdowns on Christmas?
I'm going
You
Kamara
like
just because
Kamara?
it's the Bears. Everybody can fucking beat the Bears. Aaron's just played them more than anybody else.
Stafford
right.
couldn't beat the Bears like Aaron.
I mean, I think Stafford lost to the Bears like 4 fucking times. So let's calm down.
I'll look
All
it
right.
up. Don't worry.
Then we got 1 seed Tiger Woods in a red polo on
Turns out
Sunday
the Bears
versus
own Stafford.
Johnny Football. Who will win?
Oh,
Yeah, Tiger.
yeah. I'm gonna go Tiger again.
I love Tiger. I was gonna go Johnny no matter what. Johnny Manziel that year was fucking crazy.
All right.
If Bro didn't go to the Browns, he could have been one of the better quarterbacks of the last decade.
Then we have
He
Aaron Rodgers versus
also
the
made some
Bears.
bad choices off the field, but
Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers
but
versus the
number one team
Bears
did not.
versus 2018 LeBron.
Do I want 1 year of pure dominance from the greatest player of all time, or do I want a decade and a half of pure dominance over one franchise?
I'm kind of leaning towards Rodgers again. I think I'm gonna take Rodgers. Y'all can hash this one out.
For our sake, Aaron Rodgers is 24-5 versus the Bears.
That's not even really that dominant, I feel like.
What? How's that
How
not?
did he get beat by the
When you
Bears
factor
5
in-
times? The Bears have fucking sucked my entire life.
The Bears went
have
to a
been
Super Bowl in our lifetime. What are you talking about?
That's the only good year they've had.
They won the division.
During Aaron Rodgers'
And I'm pretty
career.
sure Aaron beat them. Aaron was hurt fucking when they won the division, I'm pretty sure.
It doesn't matter. It's still good.
I think we're also forgetting
The
2018. His best team.
I will say
His best-
crazy take.
His best fucking teammate that year was Dwayne Wade, and bro was
I
fucking.
feel like we gotta hear it now.
Yeah,
This
what
is
was
a-
that going to be?
Safe space, Dallas. Go
the
ahead.
the Bears since the year 2000 have been a better franchise than the Lions overall.
I mean, if you're holding a lot of weight in that Super Bowl, I guess so, but I would say.
I mean, a Super Bowl appearance and winning the division, that's better than what the Lions have ever done.
the Lions had a lot of mid years, though, and then the fucking Bears were like bad for a lot of years.
I mean,
All right,
I'd rather be
I
bad
need
for a
an
lot of
answer.
years than go to a Super Bowl.
I need an answer.
Yeah, let's get back.
Taking Rodgers.
2018 LeBron is probably the greatest LeBron we've ever seen. I gotta go LeBron.
Yeah, it's 2018 LeBron, no question.
Okay. So then that leaves 2018 LeBron versus Tiger Woods in a red polo on Sundays. Ooh, 2 of maybe the greatest athletes we've just ever seen go head to head. Who's winning?
Why did you say it like that?
He said it with a lot of zest.
Who's winning?
Said it real zesty.
I don't even want to answer the question anymore. This whole segment's
All
ruined.
right.
I feel like it's all for nothing though, based off who's on the other side of this bracket.
No shit.
Yeah.
How dare we get the fucking matchup?
uh shit, man. That's a good point. Cause like I don't fucking care because Nick is gonna beat either of them.
Send LeBron so he can lose another finals.
Good point. LeBron.
LeBron.
All right, LeBron is moving on. So that just leaves Nick Castellanos versus 2018 LeBron James.
Nick.
Who's winning?
It's Nick.
Nick? All right.
I was going Bron. As soon as you said 2018 LeBron, that was my pick.
Nick Castellanos is the winner of this bracket.
All right, so what I was going to say earlier, I don't know if I told you guys.
We just disrespected the greatest year, the greatest athlete of all time.
Now that we're done, the person that should have easily moved on to face Nick in the finals on that other side. No way I wanted Billy Cannon to lose. That's why I put him in there. No way 2015, 2016.
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor, I don't like Conor, but 2015, 2016 Conor McGregor was maybe the best freaking athlete on this planet. I'm not even lying.
Seed on that side? The one seed was Rose.
MVP Derrick Rose, yeah.
You should have fucking made Billy Cannon the 8 seed. I'd have been okay with him beating D Rose, honestly. But him beating fucking Conor McGregor, bro, Conor was him for
Prime
a
Conor
was Conor McGregor not the 1 seed?
That's also what I'm thinking.
Colin, again, I'm not a committee. I don't do this for a living. Like, Colin, get the fuck out of here, Colin. I'm not the committee.
To be fair.
Sorry, I'm not the committee, and I suck Michigan State's dick every year, and I put them like, oh, number 9.
To be fair,
you're goddamn right.
He said the seeding doesn't make sense, and it's proven because we had a bunch of fucking 7 seeds on one side, then we had all 1 seeds on the other side. So it's kind of
the other side was pretty chalk.
I cannot believe how good the one side.
What I was gonna say.
That was literally
what I was gonna say.
When LeBron was in the East, that was the East versus the West. Like all the fucking good teams on one side, and then just one.
Can I speak now? Thank you. What I was gonna say was that Castellanos' first professional home run came the day that Osama bin Laden was assassinated. Isn't that fucking wild to know? Like, this man has been doing it for fucking years.
It makes sense.
Thank you guys so much for watching the Fourth and Wrong podcast. Make sure you guys are following our TikTok page. We'll throw it up on the video. Little note for you, Dallas, while you're editing this. We're going to get back into posting 1 a week as we get closer and closer to the season. We got preseason games coming up. So just make sure you guys are staying tuned to the channel, and we will see you next week.